Okay, the way I see it, this narcissistic system we live under hasn't always been this tough. Back in my grandparents' days, and I'm quite sure some of you folks out there in YouTube world can attest to this. My grandmother, she was a stay-at-home mom a lot of the time, and my grandfather will go out and do the work. Right? He was a working man. Grandma would take care of the household. She would tidy up the house, take care of the kids, make sure the kids went to school, right? Make sure the kids came home from school, help them with their homework, right? Um, she took care of what we call the home front. My grandfather would get out there. He was the hunter. He would hunt. He would go to work, deal with all that bull crap, right? And bring the money home. And my grandmother would take care of the finances, and she would make that dollar holler. For you young folks, when we say, the older folks say, make that dollar holler, we were sorry, my grandparents were frugal. They didn't buy the latest bull crap. They didn't have to go get that Mercedes. They didn't have to go get the biggest house. They didn't have to go get all these name brand clothes just to impress who? Them? No. No. They were thinking like a boss, right? As they should, because they were not only U.S. citizens, they were parents. They were responsible for their children. So when you're responsible for your kids come first. A roof over their head, food in their stomach. You had to have some kind of transportation to get them from point A to point B. The old school people weren't thinking about the bull crap. All they really cared about was food, clothing, and shelter. Everything else was icing on the cake, and they didn't have that much cake. Obesity was slim to none. And the economy was awesome. So, from my research, the economy back in the 60s and further back, you didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for basic necessities as you do in the 21st century, in 2025 in America. So this system wasn't always, in my humble opinion, a narcissistic system. It wasn't always this way. Now, two people who are married and they live together and they have kids, they not only have to have a job each, mom and dad, but a lot of times they got to have 2 and 3 jobs. Have a hustle over there, and a job, and maybe 2 jobs. And still can't quite put adequate food on the table, pay for rent at the same time every month, and all other expenses, including car note, whatever situation you in, y'all know it's tough. And if it ain't tough, you lying. Like I said in my other videos, we're bred to impress others. I don't know how we got to that point where we're just going to go get the most expensive vehicle that we think we can afford, and just because we can buy it doesn't mean we can afford it. I'll say it again. Just because we have the money to buy it doesn't mean we should go do it. The way you know you wouldn't be able to afford something, I'll say, for instance, when you go buy a BMW and you can't afford, you're not going to be able to afford the oil change. But if you do the research, okay, oil change on the BMW and the Mercedes is way more than the oil change on the Toyota. Hello, there we go. There you go. But most people don't do research on things. They just go buy it. I got to go impress so-and-so. Then they worry about how they're going to pay it. Like I said, our grandparents and our great-grandparents, and go further back, I really believe they did less stupid things with their money because the priorities was on point. It was either sink or swim. What changed? It's still sink or swim. But I think for some reason, we as Americans today, we think somebody's going to save us. Newsflash, ain't nobody coming to save us. So we have to be frugal. We have to be intelligent with our finances, or this system will eat us up and we will be another casualty. We got to stop thinking like a 10-minute clock. If you got $10, you don't spend 10. That's stupid. If you got $10, you don't blow 10. You must think long term. Now, I'm not a financial guru, but I think these are some basic common sense shit. 2 plus 2 is 4. You got $10, you don't blow $10. You blow $10, you ain't got nothing. And we need to stop trying to impress others. Stay in your lane. Take care of your shit. Take care of your business. And if you don't, your business will take care of you in year 2025. They ain't playing. This whole system is a dog-eat-dog world. We must learn the game. We must learn the game, or the game will be played on us. This is Mike Chevalier, keeping it simple and precise.